Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo, and Marvel Comics is one that always seems to rub people the wrong way. If it's either posting or publishing books like Angela, Queen of Hell, with the much touted and much mocked unpopular opinions on Israel line from Thor's grandfather, which made no sense whatsoever, to Mockingbird's Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda t-shirt, Marvel Comics has been doing everything it can to alienate its core readership for the sake of controversy, I guess. I'm not entirely sure why they do what they do, but I think a lot of the animosity for Marvel kind of really hit a fever pitch last summer when Captain America Steve Rogers issue 1 had this particular panel where you have Steve standing over a bound and gagged prisoner with him uttering the phrase, "Hail Hydra," and this angered a shitload of people. They were like, what the hell have you done, Marvel? What is wrong with you? How could you do this? They're all going all freaking, Steve Wazoo from fucking The Room. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! Or substitute that with Marvel. And they did that. And they were like, clearly they were laying out something, right? They were laying out particular scenario that they wanted to kind of unfold a certain way, and they knew that this was going to cause some problems. And so in Captain America Steve Rogers numero dos, it basically came out that he had in fact been controlled by Hydra, that the Red Skull's clone was able to basically create a human form of the Tesseract named Koblik, and Koblik was able to then rework Captain America's memories to make him a Hydra agent. Now, we knew as the audience that he was a faux Hydra agent, but the members of the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. and his other teammates, they had no idea. So that was kind of how they were trading it off, right? Well, here it is a year later, and the controversy has resurfaced itself because this particular image leaked, and I guess warning, this is a spoiler, so you have been warned, but this image popped up the other day of Captain America holding Mjolnir, and this pissed off a number of comics fans, right? They were just fucking furious at this because the whole storyline of Captain America and working with Hydra would make him unworthy to wield the hammer, and that was something that was called into question, so much so that the writers of the comic, Nick Spencer and other people at Marvel, were getting lots and lots and lots of shit from people online. And even last year, when the first Hail Hydra image popped up, Nick Spencer was getting death threats. Now listen, I'm all for being critical of shit you dislike, but you gotta draw the line at death threats. You gotta do it. You gotta do it because it benefits no one, right? It really does. But Marvel was kind of prepared, I think, this time around for this particular blowback. And so they had a statement prepared, and they issued that to ABC News, where they say, with Marvel Comics' Secret Empire, the forces of Hydra have taken over, and due to the villainous actions of the Red Skull, have manipulated Marvel's greatest hero, Captain America, and forced him to adopt their cause. At Marvel, we want to assure our fans that we hear your concerns about aligning Captain America with Hydra, and we politely ask you to allow the story to unfold before coming to any conclusion. Then the statement goes on to say that the passion of the fans is what keeps the company moving forward, and that Captain America will always be a cornerstone of the Marvel Universe who will stand up for what is right, and Secret Empire will be the biggest challenge Steve ever faced. And this is what they concluded with. They say here, what you see at the end of his journey is that his heart and his soul, his core values, not his muscle or his shield, are what saved the day against Hydra and will further prove that our heroes will always stand against oppression and show that good will always triumph over evil. And that is essentially what they are trying to showcase. They want us to see that Hail Hydra is something that has been, that Steve has been manipulated into saying, and that at the end, his heart and his soul will overcome the influence of Koblik and then, allow him to break out of his spell and rejoin his team and defeat Hydra. I mean, let's face it, this is Marvel. This is the kind of stuff they need to do in order to fuel sales. But this might be going a wee bit too far. I mean, just recently they had the variant cover showcasing Magneto working with Hydra, which really pissed off a number of people, that a Holocaust concentration camp survivor would then align himself with Hydra, which are essentially the Nazis, you know, and that pissed off a lot of people. Then you had other people at Marvel that were trying to like defend that basically by saying it's just a story, which I understand that. At the same time, I get both sides of the complaints here. I understand why both people are upset. But when I look at Captain America being treated as a Hydra agent, to me, it screams forced controversy. It's such a forced story that they have no choice but to push this agenda on people simply because they are running out of good stories to tell. You know, and that might actually be the reason why the Marvel Cinematic Universe post Avengers 4 is going to be blasting off in a different direction, focusing on different characters and not the core staple of the Avengers team-ups, in order to, you know, keep things fresh and entertaining and to keep them from going stale. But at the same time, there is a wealth of content, a huge wealth of storylines for them to pull from over the course of the past, 60, 70 years for these characters, that they could then turn into very, very, very competent storylines for films. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Hopefully their heads aren't so far up their ass that they've you know, through I guess you could say maybe a misstep of trying to force, you know, the storyline on people, that they haven't lost too many readers in the process. But I definitely have heard that they have lost a lot. And even Comic Book Girl 19 has showcased the Marvel comic sales slump, and she's been part of that because she's just tired of a lot of the crap that is coming out of Marvel as a whole. And I'm with her right there too. I agree with that. It's like, give me a solid, concise storyline. Stop rebooting constantly. Stop trying to become edgy so you can get those sales of comic books in there. But at the same time, the number ones or the number or the issue 0 or whatever, when every time they reboot, always warrants or always results in mass amounts of sales. So to them as a company, it actually is within their best interest to keep pushing this kind of content and rebooting it frequently, which as fans of something that the cinematic universe has been doing in terms of one overarching kind of story, or at least, you know, long arcs and everything else, this is going the opposite direction, and it's hurting the business instead of helping. So hopefully Marvel will pull its head out of its ass, right the ship, and going forward, they're going to ditch the kind of gotcha reboots. They're going to ditch the controversy and just tell kick-ass superhero stories. Because you know what? Here's the thing. Right now, more than ever, we need these kind of stories to keep people inspired and moving forward to a better tomorrow. And those are just my thoughts on this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to the Mundane Matt channel. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back daily for more content from me. And yes, the multi-videos per day are back. The Mundane Matt show has gone away for the time being. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic one, and peace out.